You're lagging.
Yeah, now act like you're froze. Oh, are we live? Yes. What's up, everybody? Welcome
Oh yeah.
back to another edition of whatever this is that we call a live stream these days. You've heard Gramps live. You've heard two brothers outdoors. You've heard two brothers fishing. We've settled on what it's going to be, and the whole channel is going to change sometime probably after Christmas. But we've made a decision. It's a good idea. It's a great idea. We're going to love it. You're going to love it. And we're going to just do all kinds of different stuff. But that's not what we're here about tonight, is it, Jeremy?
Nope. We gotta give some stuff away.
Well, we got to give at least one thing away, and it's pretty damn big. So let's do a little recap for everybody jumping in tonight. Yes, this year, the first season of the kayak, the KBF, Kayak Bass Fishing League, or the KBF, the Kayak Bass Fishing Knucklehead Bass Fishing League. This year, we've been blessed to have a lot of great partners. From American Legacy, we gave some stuff away. We gave away 2 different battery things from Dakota Lithium, which Jeremy won and Ralph won, and stuff and things. We got Catch on here, of course, because they gave everybody a 10% discount off of Catch boards. If you use code GRAMPS10 at checkout, saves you a little bit of money, especially when you do one of the custom boards and get all your custom engraving done. That's kind of cool too. But man, we had a lot of people. We had, let's see, 162 entrants, I think, over a 4-month period, April, May, June, July, of everybody playing in the kayak bass fishing, knucklehead bass fishing series, trying to make Team Gramps. And a lot of you who didn't still went on and participated in several of the other events, therefore raising even more charitable dollars for the various charities of the various peoples, so forth and so on. Daniel said we had definitely had the best incentives to go for his team. I certainly appreciate it. We try to make it as good as we could. It's hard to compete with, like, Gene and Chad, and it's hard telling. So you guys have to tell me, am I lagging or is Jeremy lagging or either one of us lagging? Jeremy asked the question. Let us know. Comcast, it seems like, Comcast has been goofy to me a little bit in the evenings for some odd reason, here, so forth and so on. So it's hard telling. So everybody says we're good. That's good.
Yeah, they say good. Good.
All right, cool. Which is weird because a lot of the times it'll show me like my signal strength here in the streaming stuff. But it's not really.
It may be on my end.
Yeah, it could be. You never know. I don't know if you guys are having any storms or whatever, but as long as everybody can hear what's going on. But yeah, I won't keep you guys too long tonight. Be sure to join Jeremy and I tomorrow night at I don't remember what time, but we're going to be doing another duel live with Jeremy and I as two brothers fishing, two brothers outdoors, two Hickman boys, them good old boys, whoever we are. We're going to be joining Wendell tomorrow talking about fall or October fishing and October baits. And why he wanted us on to talk about that stuff, I don't know, because I don't know where these fish are. Well, I mean, technically, I guess we were fishing towards the end of September when we were out scouting for the championship at Patoka Lake next weekend. So while we got everybody in the chat, again, I'm not going to keep everybody too long, but even, I guess, Monday Night Football's on the night. And there's no baseball, playoffs don't start till tomorrow. But I do want to, what was I going to mention? Good grief. Oh, lack of videos. I just have not had time to edit, film, shoot. The 2 or 3 that I did do, either I accidentally deleted the footage. I didn't get the footage of like the nice 19.5-inch bass I caught the other day to move me up to the second behind this guy over here who took first place in the Indiana KBF State Challenge yesterday, earning us both some more valuable points going into the KBF Challenge Series National Championship. And dude, that's like in what, 3 weeks? I mean, we're going to be down in Gunnersville in like 3 weeks and chasing more fish. But also, we're going to be fishing in the KBF 10 Invitational. We found out that by us both hitting the top 100 in last year's KBF National Championship, we qualified for the 10 Invitational, which, if you don't know, the winner of the 10 Invitational sneaks into the coveted KBF 10 house, and you got a chance at knocking off all the big dogs from the trail events from all year long, the top 10 anglers in KBF, and you have a way of sneaking your way into that house, competing into that big tournament. So all that goes on like in 3 weeks. So Jeremy and I will be down in Huntsville fishing on Gunnersville or Wheeler, wherever we decide to go. And one of us could walk out as the Indiana State Challenge Series champion, because, you know, we've put ourselves in points range with the 1.5 points of the final tournament to give us a shot. You know, doesn't mean we will, but we're going to go swing for the fences, because why not? We're going to be there anyway. For us, it's good kind of figure out where we want to go for Knucklehead, so that me, Jeremy, Liz, Antoine, and Alex Sterling can figure out where we're going to fish for Knucklehead, because why not? You know, so we're going to go down and use a championship to kind of prepare for the more recreational challenge series for the Knucklehead on Veterans Day weekend. Liz, we got to go before we have any intel to share. So, I mean, that's really what in 3 weeks is going to be all about, is we've received some intel. Now we got to go see if it's any good. So if you hear that one of us, like, you know, won the whole tournament, we'll have some good stuff to share. But until we do, you know, we're not going to know until we go and put eyes and boats on spots that, you know, we've kind of planned out, and we'll share that later. But again, we got to go fish the tournament to know, you know, I was there, yes, but I wasn't there fishing. I was there doing other stuff with a trailer and working with some stuff with Chad and KBF and all that. I think I fished for 2 hours the whole time I was down there. We did try to go night fishing to get some bigs, but unfortunately, it was the night before teal season opened the following day, and every damn Joe out there in a gator boat was out there ripping up the lily pads in the middle of the night so they can throw their stupid duck decoys in the water, and really ruined the big, you know, night fishing trip that Chad kind of had planned for us, because we didn't know duck season was opening the next day. So it was just one of those things, you know. So yeah, I went down there, but I got my trailer, which was the number one priority. You know why? Because it was 6.5 hours there instead of 14 hours to Dallas Fort Worth. So it was win-win for me. So those guys drove 11 hours across, and I drove 6 and got my new trailer. And you'll see some videos on that when I ordered it kind of, I won't say plain, but I didn't order it built up with all the stuff I wanted, because I had my own ideas for some things I wanted on it. And I've got like a rod locker I'm adding on, and I'm doing some other things too. But once I kind of get that put together, I'll do a first look video of that, even though there is going to be a first look video coming on Chad's channel first, because the whole point was to get this new kayak trailer builder together with Chad, so they can talk about the new company and the new innovations and how this guy builds trailers, so forth and so on. But me being a consumer, you know, I'm kind of also decking it out the way I want it, so that I'll have it ready to go when I go to the Grubby Championship, which is the state championship here in Indiana, here this coming weekend. Oddly enough, they're also having, for the people who didn't qualify for the championship, they also invited everybody to come out and do like a team tournament on the first day of the championships. And what it is, they're going to we put together 3-man teams, and they were all randomly drawn, right? And so everybody says it's rigged, but me and homeboy over here, we got paired up together. They drew him, they drew me, and then they drew one other dude, which works out because we went out and took the boat out this last Saturday, scouting for some areas. This lake is fishing suck right now. Of course, some people are going to find them, but we were rolling around the lake in the boat, talking to every bass boat that we run across. There was also a high school team tournament going on, and them poor kids, I mean, they weren't, and they're all good. They've all got fathers and uncles and grandparents who've fished on that lake like their whole lives. So they probably had the best guides there were. and the bite was suck. And I think we probably actually caught more fish in practice than most of them did. But it was just one of those things. They were mostly dinks, but I don't care. If we go catch a bunch of dinks, I'll be fine with that too. Somebody's going to find them, and that's just the way Patoka rolls. That lake is really good in the springtime. I've caught some tanks, some 20-inch, 18, 19, and 20s in there, but I'd never catch them in the summer and fall down there. And that's why I never go down there. But, that's the way it goes sometimes. Yeah, Josh said he saw some kids out Saturday and were catching walleyes. I saw one kid pictures after the tournament where a kid caught a monster catfish. So who knows? I mean, there's guys that have grown up in southern Indiana and they know that lake and they're going to find them. But I'll tell you what, though, I'm back to my trailer real quick. That thing is smooth. It's so nice. I literally forget it's back there. I mean, I say that and I almost ran into a pole going through a drive-through, and because I forgot it was back there. It's so smooth and quiet. But back in the kayak down halfway, being able to hop into it and pull it over to a boat dock, or being able to lock the spot lock or the trolling motor down and just throw it off of the trailer and then have it buzz over to the boat docks if there's some there. So nice. But again, we'll cover all that later. Jeremy and I are going down to American Legacy Fishing. They have their open house on Friday and Saturday. If anybody's in the area, I think we'll be there from like 1 to 3. We can't stay super long. And I say that without even talking to Jeremy to see what time we're going to go. But we've got to go get checked into our cabin down at Patoka. And then we're going to go down to American Legacy's open house from probably 1 to 3 or so. But we got to kind of get back to the lake because we have a dinner that night and then one the second night. But on Saturday, Andrew Hayes from Tackle Talk is going to be at American Legacy Fishing, and you'll want to check his socials at Andrew Hayes or Tackle Talk Podcast to see what times he's going to be there. It sucks that I'm not going to be down there when he's going to be down there, but Jeremy and I are going to be fishing in a tournament. But we did have the pleasure of meeting Andrew down at the Bassmaster Classic this year, so that was kind of cool too. But if you want to come out and see me and Jeremy, we'll be at American Legacy from, I think, 1 to 3 is kind of what we're hoping for. It must have been Jeremy's network, so he'll be back. I think he was saying he was having some network issues earlier, but we'll just keep chatting, and I'm sure he'll hop back in as soon as he reconnects. But so again, we're going to be fishing the team tournament on Saturday while I'm also fishing in the championship Saturday and Sunday. And don't get me wrong, while I qualified for the championship, it was really because I fished all the series that were necessary for me to be there. It's not like I won any derbies this year, or even I guess I did take top 3 in one of them. So that was kind of cool. And of course, it was the Smalley series, fish I never chased on a creek that I've never fished before. So, I mean, I guess to say if I made it to the championship, at least I took 3rd in one derb, but not on the one that I thought I would do good in this year, where I spent most of my time. I could never find a limit. It was just one of those crazy things. First tournament, I caught like 1. Second tournament, I caught like 2. Third one, I caught like 3. And then like the last ones, I might have caught 1 or 2 each day, but it was just one of those things. But so we qualify for the championship, and most people will do that just because the big grand prize that they give away to everybody who qualified is an On the Waters Innovations trailer, which, hey, if I won it and then I sell it, and then, I don't have to, or, Jeremy might, take it off my hands, who knows, so it's always cool to have options to win big stuff like that. But they give away the best prize packages too. I mean, they give away like 25,000 prizes. They have like a few different kayaks that they give away. So that's really cool. So Grubby is a really good tournament trail. They've got like, I don't know, dude, what do we say? 15 or 17 different locations around the state between ponds and lakes. And then they also have a river series. So they have 3 different river systems, which is where a lot of the Smalley guys go. And then this year they added a couple of different trail events, which was cool because what that means is they didn't have a series of 5 on these lakes, but they picked like destination lakes where these guys would. One of them was like the fish and wildlife area that Jeremy fishes like all the time. So him and Matt were happy because they actually had one kind of like on their home waters. But it was really cool. But there's a lot of people in Indiana that fish the GRBY. And that's why we like it. Their format's pretty cool. Um, oh, there's the dog. And we really enjoy it. But again, their championships are really cool. And this year they're actually having a lake championship, and then they're having a river championship sometime in the spring. So that ought to be pretty slick. But we're looking forward to all that. But yeah, it's just going to get busy and busy and busy. What I was gonna mention something else too, but I don't remember. You got the Doge.
Yeah. Bringing me the dang ball.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's wanting to play now. He's like, Dad, pay attention to me. Dad.
I've been gone all day.
Oh, yeah, you did go fishing. Did you ever get any bites or anything, or was it just junk all day?
No, I tried everything. I even threw a Ned rig. That tells you how bad it sucked. I mean, I couldn't even get a bluegill to bite. I would have been catching bluegill if I could do that.
We were out, and I got a bluegill to bite my Senko. And it was literally like the one Jeremy caught that we talked about a couple lives ago, where the bluegill is hanging on to the end of the Senko. There was one, but I mean, it's hilarious too. But man, there was something else I was going to mention. Was it American Legacy, GRBY? Oh, there was something else I was going to talk about too, but I don't remember what it was. It'll probably come to me when I start yapping. But anyway, so we've got this next, lack of videos. You just don't expect much. We're going to do some lives during the events and stuff like that too. But I've lost some footage of a couple of things I planned on doing. I've got a bunch of other stuff that I need to sit down and record. But right now, with the championship in the state coming up this coming weekend, then 2 weeks from then, we're going down to Gunnersville for that one. And then it's not even probably 2 or 3 weeks after that, on Veterans Day weekend, we'll be down at Gunnersville again for the Knucklehead Hero Cup. So, I mean, that's pretty cool. And I'm looking forward to seeing and meeting everybody back down there. I kind of thought, doing the live tonight. Of course, it's Monday, totally unscheduled. Glad we still have everybody kind of hanging around on a quick Monday night. Tweezy said our teammate got second in his championship. Oh, you're talking Alex has been on fire lately too, so we're gonna have some good stuff. But glad to see Tweezy Bass Fishing Movement in the house. I know he's all excited about the big trip to Patoka. I'm sure he'll be offshore somewhere throwing the magic baits, catching all the big bass. But Antoine did a fantastic job in Grubby this year. And Antoine, where'd you finish? Like second or third in AOY? You were up there. I mean, you were in the mix and in the running like most of the year, bro. I mean, that was really something to see. I mean, you talk about a dude who hits the lakes and travels around and just puts in the work. I mean, he was like in every derb, I think he was fishing like 2 or 3 derbs every weekend. I mean, he was on the road burning up some gas in the most expensive gas, kind of times we had. But it'll be pretty cool to see everybody shakes out. But I plan on doing some lives during the at least in the evenings, maybe. Those may be on the GRBY Facebook group, and I may also push them out to Gramps, just if y'all want to see what we're doing and kind of see the updates, and maybe a live from our cabin too. So why not? But let's see. Jeremy has been testing out the monster bass rods. What have you been thinking about those so far, dude?
I'm actually really surprised. There's a lot of things I would like to see in some of the rods I have.
Yeah.
It's got that flat spot underneath that just fits my hand so good.
Yep.
And honestly, I didn't think I was going to like them, because at first I tried their Texas rig rod.
Because you had the prototype first, didn't you? Yeah.
Right. But I forgot I have to adjust my hook set because of my arm. So as soon as I stepped up and went to their jig rod, then life was good again.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So I think they're pretty on point for the price. I definitely would say
picking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too. I think them partnering with Doomsday Tackle to create those rods, I think they did a really good job. They're sharp looking. They remind me, I mean, the price points are way different, but they remind me of the Dobbins DX series of the rods with the real seats and the and whatnot that they chose. But I mean, they're light and they're strong, and I mean that chatterbait
all,
rod, you can feel the thump. I mean,
all the
it's
way
it's pretty
down to
wild.
the hook keep, or the bait
Yeah.
keeper.
And I
I
like that because they put them above, and us kayak guys love that. Yep.
Yep. So when
Cruz,
I
I couldn't
didn't,
tell you about the Bushido rods. Not something I'm familiar with. We mostly fish for, Jeremy and I fish a lot of gear that comes out of American Legacy Fishing, so probably more of your higher end stuff, just because that's where we're at in life these days. But we do play with some other things that are more budget friendly, just as a reference point as well. But haven't meshed with any Bushido, and we're currently playing with glide rods because now we're all interested in chucking big glide baits, even though where we're going to be this weekend is really not going to be conducive to that. But it ain't for the lack of trying, is it, bro?
no, and I'm still thinking I might be throwing that Chad you got me.
Oh man,
I
yeah.
mean, if I catch,
I thought I was, man. I could tell you. I mean, that wake bait that Brendan sent me, dude. I was so wanting to get bit on that so bad because it wakes so good in
it
the
does.
water
It
too.
looks
I mean,
awesome in the water.
it does look really good. I'm gonna catch a fish on that damn thing before the year's over. I know that. It may not be this weekend, but I'll definitely have it with me when we go down to Gunnersville, because I think even when it's even that much cooler,
Yeah.
especially both trips down there, that wake bait should be really, really good. And the action of it is really, really nice in the water. So I'm
And
ready for a big fish to rip my arms off with that thing.
2 weeks will make a huge difference in the
Yep.
bite. So
Yep.
still
100%.
still not there yet.
Oh yeah, we're getting there. It's just the end of summer sucks. The first part of October generally really stinks, but when they start, if you figure out where they are and they start loading up, then you're going to be on them too. But my goal this weekend is just to catch, some smallie dinks, really, to put on the KBF Smallie Series board. Um, yeah. So Tweezy said he got his hung up. I actually got mine hung up there when I went there last weekend. Um, I let it. I
Yep.
cast it, and then I forgot what I was doing, and I let the bait sink. And I was like, "Oh no, I did not mean to do that." So I got it back in the boat, and I was like, "Okay, nope, I'm not taking any." We did throw it a bunch when we were out in the boat the other day, just because we were in the boat. So it was a little more conducive to what we were doing. But boy, it weren't for the lack of trying. We were trying to get somebody big to hit that dang thing. But
Or
yeah,
just
we
show
found some
themselves.
smallies, and we found some smallies, and we found some little bitty largemouth. But so we just hope we get bit, and that's all it can be. We'll let Tweezy and the big dogs go out there and beat up all the big fish and duke it out over 2 days. And I'd really like to catch some fish. And then I'd like to travel around the lake a little more, trying to find other GRBY members while they're out there, and then throw the drone up and shoot some video of some people while you're out there. Yeah, Josh is saying that throwing those big baits better hold on. The stripers and wipers are out there. And somebody caught a muskie, but I don't know if he was on Patoka or if he was over in Illinois. I'll have to ask Nate if he was pre-fishing Patoka or if he was, next door. But he actually caught a big muskie, I think, on a buzz bait this over the weekend too. But I meant to ask him where it was he caught that, but he may not have given up the juice, because wherever he was, there was grass in the area. And I still have not found grass in Patoka yet, but I don't go really looking. I mean, I got a few different yeah, Dominic. Okay, so Jeremy and I was talking. We were talking about our team for day one. Dominic is our third team member. So yeah, Dominic, we're the same way. Patoka is a place that we avoid like the plague. I have fished over the last few years around the Kings Bridge area, but that's always been in the springtime, like spring and early summer. And then, I tried that last fall, and it's like I got one fish each day. So don't really plan on going up there unless I just get super bored and super desperate for something. I'm hoping what we find at least pays us out in a few little smallies. Yeah, the standing timber is scary, and I actually got hung up there. So I fished until noon on the second part, the second day last year, because I got hung up on a stick up and I couldn't get off of it until a boat that happened to be there pre-fishing the tournament came by and pulled me off and rescued me so I could climb in their boat, get my kayak off of this stick up, and then get in. And then I just headed back to the ramp and I was done for the day. So I was going to go set up for shooting videos. So I got out of the channel just a little bit and got high stuck while I was running my motor. And I was like, I am not coming out of this kayak because, I'm now I've since learned a lot of lessons since then, but yeah, I hate that. I hate that timber, and I'm fishing anywhere else this year to avoid it 100%. And Jeremy heard me, he heard me complaining about the whole time we were in a boat. I'm like, F that, nope, not going over there either. He's like, but he's a little lighter than I am. He can roll off that kayak and, do what he needs to do. But yeah, I hate jacking with that stick up, that standing timber.
Pedal drive.
Stuff. Yeah. So I'm like, nope. I'm staying in the free and clear area. So I'll probably fish, I've got a couple of spots that I'm going to go check out and hope I catch some fish. And I'll probably fish till like noon each day. And then I'll go out, put the motor on high and go try to find other people to take videos of too, just to have a good video too. But it's not like I'm worried about, I'm not worried about winning anything because I don't care. The drawings, the giveaways and everything else was really cool too. So that was really awesome. There was something else I was going to bring up tonight before we gave this kayak away, but it kind of is what it is. I am going to, well, it's already almost 8:00. So we got people waiting around trying to win a kayak. So yeah. So whoever the winner is, if you're here, I will throw my email up when we get done, and you can email me your information. And if I don't have it already, I'll go through my confirmation process because this one we got to be extra careful of. We're going to make sure. And what I'll do is the winner, whoever it is, I will go in and message in Fishing Chaos, and that's what I'll read. So I'm just going to take the email address off and skip that altogether. I will message in Fishing Chaos that you won, and that way we can have that conversation in the chat. In Fishing Chaos, so that we don't even have to worry about fraud and all that other stuff too. So, that's what we will do. So, and that just keeps it simple too. Cause I'm like, wait, that's how Chad does it. Why shouldn't I do the same damn thing? A couple of ground rules. Everybody who's on this list is verified by me, taken from Fishing Chaos. The people, first of all, the folks, I'm just going to go ahead and share this wheel real quick. The folks who fished all 4 events, hey, thank you for your extra support. You could have won the first month and still been in it for 3 more months. And but I appreciate you because that's a little extra donation. There's some people that fished all 4 and they did it month by month by month by month. And then some people saved a couple of bucks by signing up for all 4, at once at the very beginning of the derb. You know what I mean? So let's see. I wonder if I can make us even smaller. Yeah, there we go. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a quick scroll down and then, kind of show you everybody who was in it. We had 165 entries over the 4 months. We see Alex Sterling was in there 4 times. Antoine was in there at least 3 times. Bobby Schmidt a couple. Calvin Johnson did all 4. Our good friend Sly Fox. Dude did everything he could to make this team. Same with Daniel Pierce. Dominic Martin was in there. And I'm also happy. And Jeremy, this is something else I got to think of too. Since Dominic's a Marine, we're going to have to, and also participates in Catch 22. I think we're going to have to name our team like something like Team Fish Ops or Team Catch 22 or something like that. You know what I mean? But there's Liz and Eric Nelson and Erica Daniels. Liz, were you in all 4? I was thinking that she was in all 4. I need to go look at something real quick. I'm going to hop over to Fishing Chaos real quick because I think I want to make sure I don't short. Okay, she was on. Okay, maybe I was thinking she was. All right, cool. I'm pretty sure. Okay. For some reason I was thinking you were, but you smoked it so early that you probably knew you didn't need to do all 4. I just wanted to make sure that we weren't shortchanging, but I was pretty certain that the list as it is how it came out. Glenn Landstrom fished all 4, and Glenn's a hammer himself. Greg Thomas, Jason Bettis, Jason Oliveira, Jason Wood. I mean, we had a lot of people do all 4. Jeff Ettinger, Jermaine was in it for a couple of times, our good friend of the show. John Gittner here in Indiana. Good old John Long, who seemed to whip everybody's butt in every challenge across the board. Joseph Navoa, who's a Marine Corps buddy that we met at the NC last year, who actually won one of the kayaks last fall. Myself, I'm in there because I fished one, so I could beat Wendell in both mine and his. Kyle Jones, Lance McWhorter, Leanne Motley Smith, and I'm going to give shouts out to everybody who fished all 4. Obviously, Levi Bulgren, Matt Kreitz. I know he couldn't do all of them because he had stuff come up. Michael Menges, our good friend Ralph Boyd, doesn't even have a kayak, still signed up just to support the cause. Ryan Lundy, our friend who's a police officer up in Indy. Shad Busby, Stephen Guthrie, Stephen Lewis, Terry Frederick, who is another local here in Indiana, Tim Borton, Will Junkin, and Troy. So, I mean, again, I thank all of you for support. Now, let me lay the stipulations out, because what I'm not going to do, since, if Jeremy won, Jeremy won. If it lands on me, I'm telling you right now, I'm going to claim that kayak, and it's going to go to a veteran. So if it don't expect a re-roll. Everybody who's in here paid their dues and has a fair shot at winning. And I basically said, I'm buying one lottery ticket, because if I win, then that is going to go to, I'm going to take that kayak and use it on the trailer to haul other veterans around too. So, yep, you were in all 4 months, Sly Fox, and you were in several people's doing everything that you had to do to try to win that. See, Hunter's in the house. Thanks for joining us, homeboy.
So,
That's the father of the sweetest Sweet Pea, who we saw this weekend and went to birthday dinner with Gran.
Awesomeness.
But just so everybody understands, whoever wins, wins. What you choose to do with it, that's up on you. And, I want to make sure that's clear to everybody. I entered one time as my one single lottery ticket. If I happen to win, then that would be a kayak that I got to take other veterans out as part of what Jeremy and I's, future, your Team Cramps, bro. You can claim Team Stark all you want, but we know where your heart lies. We know. And I can't wait to see you post a picture of you catching a fish in that new kayak that you have. You know what I'm saying? Did she eat the whole bowl of ice cream? No, she fed some of that to Granny. And then Gramps stole a couple of bites, but I had to stop, and then we left most of it sitting on the table because we had good steak for dinner. So again, I just wanted everybody to understand it's all fair in games. If you entered, you entered. It's just like when Jeremy won the Dakota lithium battery. It's just the way it goes. If you won the thing, then that's the expectation. You bought your lottery ticket, you made your charitable donation, and you have as fair a chance at winning as anybody else. Man. Guess who stood up until 3 a.m. that night? Hick Dog. Yes, you did, because you have the best daughter around. I didn't give her any Mountain Dew, so you can be happy about that. All right, let's see. How many people we got? 31 people in here. How many likes we got? Oh, I don't beg for likes. Never mind. We got 21 likes, 30 people watching. This is awesome. So, who's ready? You got to just give me some chat intervention.
Let's give it away.
Who's ready? Who's ready? Who's ready? Who's ready? Yep, you always beat Team Gramps, but you made it through Stark. But that's cool because, hey, you know what? We're all going to be down there. We're all going to be chasing big fish. We're all going to have good time in the evenings in between the fishing and hanging out with everybody else too. That's going to be really, really cool. All right, Cy Fox said to spin it. So here we go. Oh, well, no,
good
wait.
luck, everybody.
Because they're in alphabetical order, because I wanted everybody to see who was all in it, I'm going to shuffle it 3 times, so it's completely random, and then I'm going to click the spin button. 1, 2, 3, spin. Here we go. Who's ready to see who won the Old Town Kayak? The winner is... Well, I guess it's a good thing that I gave Slyfox a kayak, and then now I have the opportunity to pick up a kayak for a veteran to use. So, Jeremy, do you think we should divulge what our plans are for 2024? Should this be the night that we kind of start talking about what we're going to do?
Yeah, I think you
I
need to.
I can't believe, and look who's calling, John Michael. Hold on. Hey, we're in the live stream, buddy. We just gave away the kayak.
Oh, no kidding. Who got it?
Yeah, who got it? You're talking to him.
No.
Yep. So we now have another kayak for taking other veterans out. But let's
freaking amazing.
well, very generous. Okay. All right. Look, we're gonna go. We're getting ready. Jeremy and I are getting ready to tell them what our plans are for the coming year, and that's going to involve you. So I'm gonna go ahead and let them. I can't believe that happened.
Freaking amazing. Oh my god. Oh man, call me after my 15s. I'm off at 10.
All right, later, homeboy.
This job is fucking awesome.
You just cussed on my live stream. I can't believe that just happened. And I put that in there just in case.
So hurry up and start explaining what we're doing, because this will make a lot more sense.
So I can't.
I know.
That was so okay. So I'm just gonna stop that. I gotta take my hat off. Okay, so yeah, like Liz said, first Jeremy, then Ralph.
And I never win anything.
Yeah, I think I won something once from Debo. I think that was y'all can't censor live. No, we can't. I can't go back and that video is going to be demonetized. It's not like they run ads on this one anyway. So what's going to happen in 2024 is Fishing with Gramps is going to retire, and you guys have been around for the last couple, and I feel comfortable saying this because most of the people that are in this chat right now have been here since the channel was renamed to Fishing with Gramps. You know, in the past it was JT Hickman. There was like JT Hickman Outdoors. I used to do a bunch of pew pew stuff. And then we came to this, and I wanted to dedicate the channel to my grandfather, well, our grandfather, Burl Jenkins, whose picture that is right there on that Indiana map that I got from Darren, fishing down at the Williams Dam, catching bluegill, because he's the one who basically taught me and Jeremy how to fish. And then later, after I left for the Army, my Uncle Gary really schooled Jeremy on the art of bass fishing. He's the one other guy, along with my two cousins, well, along with my cousin Brian. It's like the four of us, me, Jeremy, my cousin Brian, and my Uncle Gary, that are all just nuts for bass fishing, right? So, you know, I had people asking me to teach people how to fish during COVID, and that's what we started doing, you know. And then you guys have been here and watched it go from 300, 400, 500 getting monetized, and we're at what, 26,000 strong these days. I mean, that to me, that's just incredible. And that's just, you know, discussing the fishing side of it. But obviously, you know, I renamed the channel hastily, you know, a few months back, and, you know, wanting to bring Jeremy in, because for me, what one thing that this thing has done, and you guys have seen the transformation in my brother over the last, you know, 6 months to a year, coming out from the Dom, starting to fish with us, hiding in the background on a live stream last year at the KBFNC about this time. And now here he sits as a co-host with me. And I want to honor that. And we started up another channel called Two Brothers Fishing, Two Brothers Outdoors. And, you know, I was like, dude, you know, the more I think about it, the less you two are distracting me. Just, I'm trying to tell a story, and Liz, I can't wait. We'll see if she lets me put her on camera while we're down there, but I'll respect her privacy if need be. But I can't wait to see you again, Liz. because it was so cool meeting you in Florida last year on Christmas. But, you know, that being said, you know, I wanted to bring Jeremy in more and more. And I kept saying, you know, it's not about me. It's not about Gramps. It's not about fishing with Gramps. Gramps is our grandfather, even though I've taken that persona because I have grandbabes, you know. Jeremy's still not there yet. And we're not going to plan to be until after his daughter graduates college. So we got 10, 15, 20 years before he's worried about that, right? But we want to do more. And what I mean by that is when Jeremy started educating me more and more, well, Jeremy, talk about veteran recreational therapy things that you were taught, and then I'll lead that into where we're going, where we're going to go with the channel.
So the VA actually at the Dom, they had rec therapists. And what they would do is they would schedule a wide range of events so everybody could find something they liked. We did hiking, bowling. They did an archery class that also covered like special needs for amputees. They had a pro golf outing where they actually they had you swing, told you how to make corrections, showed it on the computer. But I mean, just everything you could imagine, it was amazing. But a lot of that, you know, it won't fit one person, but fits another. Uh-oh. Did I lose sound or did you lose sound? Now I guess I better ask chat. So anyway, while he's doing that, they planned all these different outings and they tried to find things that would fit with each individual. And you know, the whole time I was there, I didn't get to go to any of this because I'd had surgery on my arm. But the impact it had on the other people had an impact on me. And so I opened up, started trying things because honestly, I wouldn't go because I just couldn't go to any of those. I keep saying it was because of my arm, but in all honesty, I could not mentally make myself go do any of these outings because it required me getting in a van. So long and short, I took that and worked on it over the last couple of years. And that's why I find it, I want to share this with other people because the peace, the serenity, and the feeling I get on the water is so amazing for somebody like me that I can't even put it into words. So if I can bring that feeling to just one person, my job's done. So yeah, like Josh said, anxiety sucks. It's a was a controlling factor in my life. I'm learning how to manage and overcome it and use like my dog Bullet, pay attention to when he's telling me before it gets so bad. Yeah, it's just, but now I'm out there catching bigs. Yeah, my therapist loves it because she can say, okay, great, you did this. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to go to these championships. It's part of your assignment. And I'm like, what? Wait, wait a minute. So, yeah, now she's saying not only did I qualify, but now you have to go and actually do it because just qualifying ain't enough. Not that she wants me to win, but she wants me to go and prove to myself that I can at least go and not die. Because in my head, you know, I'm thinking this one's going to be the one that kills me. And so this year, I mean, think about it. I got to go to the Challenge Series National Championship in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, whatever it is. I got to go to the Knucklehead event the next spring, the National Championship. It matters. And I love it. You know, the support I'm getting from you guys, what I learned from them, it's really brought me and JT closer too.
Yep. It's even brought our dad in, the mix quite a bit too.
Yeah, he's following us. He calls me, have you caught an upgrade? Well, if you don't have an upgrade, why are you home? He's like, yeah, you need to go fishing. I'm like, yeah, okay, Dad. Thanks.
So apparently my computer wanted to update during the middle of the live and just shut my camera off. So I was like, no, okay, reboot.
Yeah, I just rambled on about stuff until you came back. They're good.
So did we talk about outdoor activities and so forth?
Yeah, just all the things that they did for us there to try to help us find something.
So what we're going to end up doing in 2024, or probably be around Christmas, because we want to close out the season obviously with Knucklehead. It's Team Gramps. It's focused around the whole Fishing with Gramps kind of community. But we're going to take that and we're going to expand on it. And I told Jeremy I'm already starting to write a script, but because most of the people that are still here, even after the kayak drawing, you're vested in us. You are friends of us. It's the same names we see every week in every live that we have. Whether we have 30 people in here or 100, there's a core group of you that follow, and you're friends of ours. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. And we want to expand on that and grow the community too, because while fishing binds us all together, it's really our love of outdoors that really is a big part of that too. And so I'm going to do a dedication video to my father, who's still with us, and still the big boss of our family, and Jeremy and I's guiding light, daily. I mean,
yep.
Ever since Mom passed, it's been it's brought us closer as a family, especially with our dad. And for me, it's a special bond, because when I was growing up is when my dad was still in the Army, and then he was still in college, while even up through I was graduating high school. So even my childhood, it was the time that we had with Dad when he was home and not in school, because back then there wasn't no online college. It was writing your term papers with a typewriter and encyclopedias, and that ate up a lot of his life. And I know how that is, because I'm an adult learner too, pursuing my degree, years later, doing kind of the same thing. But the things that we remember most, even though Dad didn't fish a lot, Dad liked chasing bluegill. Dad liked to camp, and Mom and Dad liked to camp, because it seemed like wherever we were stationed in the country, it would take us about 3 or 4 days to drive back across the country from, Spokane, Washington, back to Indiana, or down in Virginia where Jeremy was born, or, all these places that we lived. We were driving cross country, but we would camp and visit places as we went. Yosemite National Park. I mean, we saw more things than most kids would see, being the kids of an Army guy, right? And we would just make camping trips out of it every vacation. We'd come home and visit both sets of grandparents and hang out with cousins and things like that. But that really brought, us a lot outdoors. And then, when we settled back in Indiana, when Jeremy was in, I don't remember, I was in 7th grade. So you were probably in 3rd or 4th.
Yeah. 2nd or 3rd.
So then we had our cousins that were around here, and they were all like outdoorsy dudes, or Steve and Brian were our cousins, and Brian still loves to fish and stuff like that. So we would do outdoors type stuff, but we would still go. Mom and Dad still had this thing for like different parks. So Fishing with Gramps is going to rename to Hickman Outdoors, and it's going to open up our world to, obviously, we know we're going to talk about fishing a lot. But there's other things that we like to do as well. We're going to add camping into the mix, like kayak camping. When you hear Chad Hoover talk about, you talk about, fish camp and things like that. Jeremy and I were in the Scouts and Cub Scouts when we were kids, and stuff like that too. So we're going to go back. We're going to go back to our roots, as they would say around in Southern Indiana. And we're going to open it up we're going to open it up to doing more. We're going to take our kayaks out. We're going to go camping in places. We're going to go visit national and state parks and show people where it is and what it is. And we're going to go visit those places that our dad took us and go camp there, go fishing there. My youngest is going to get involved. He likes to do solo camping with his puppy dog, and he likes to hike. You know, he's still young and has good knees and feet, and he likes to go on hiking trips with his puppy dog. So he's going to, as he gets settled down in his time, one of his veteran recreational therapies is hiking and taking his dog out and going places. So we're going to open up
Come up here.
the adventure, if you will. It won't be so much about rod reel reviews and stuff like that. We'll talk about new tackle and gear while we're on the water or using it, but it won't be so much of me sitting back in here. You know, I might still do some, especially in the wintertime. But again, we want to open it up, you know, things that I want to do. And even though I'm, you know, losing weight, and I was 4 ounces away from breaking a plateau today, but it's coming. I'm getting ready to be under 280 for the first time since I don't remember when, but I'm this close to it. But I'm also going to do some cooking videos on using the griddle. I love using a Weber. We're going to come up with different campfire recipes from stuff that we used to do when we were kids. And so we're going to go you might watch a video with us camping with me and Jeremy and both dogs, and we might not say a word. It might just be all the ambient sounds of the wilderness and the crickets and the frogs and the sounds of campfire. We're going to start making the videos that we like to watch, but it's stuff that we like to do. So, I mean, you may see a video where it's nothing but our 2 trucks pulling up to a campsite. We might not even go fishing. We just might go camping for the night. But we want to get out. We want to get around. We want to show our state parks. Indiana is so full of natural resources. And we grew up using like all of them. Yeah, go ahead.
You said we might not go fishing.
No, I mean it can happen. I mean, we might go do a cold weather camp where I'm taking my ass on the water in the ice. But yeah, Jeremy's always going to have a stick and a damn line with him so he can go drop it in the water. But I mean, the focus of the video may not be fishing. It may be more camping, and we'll do some fishing while we're there. But you know, I want to take advantage of the relationship that I have with Old Town. I say it's we have, you know, because we've talked with all of our partners and, 100% behind it. And, Johnson Outdoors has a whole line of different camping gear and Jetboil products and things like that. But, I got a mouse in my pocket, but now I got my brother sitting next to me too. So that's the big thing. But our goal is to, and this kind of hit me a little bit when I was talking to Chad Hoover a couple weeks ago. It's like his channel. He wants to build that up so that it's something he can hand to his son, Austin, and continue on. And as you guys know, Fishing with Gramps was founded based on passing on what my grandfather kind of handed on to us so we can hand it down to our, at the time, my future grandkids. But now I got Jeremy in here, so I have nieces and so forth across the plain. And I've got a niece with 2 young lads, and so Hickman Outdoors won't be JT and Jeremy Hickman. That will be a name tribute to my father, who is the head of us. And then it's something that we can leave as a legacy with my sons to pass down to their kids and everybody else down the road too. But I figure, they say the average age, of a male these days is 70 something, and we're both in our 50s. We're going to live our life, and we're going to live it well, and we're going to share it. And we want to encourage other people, from 20, whatever up. And that's why John Michael's going to be in here. You're going to see Hunter and Peyton in here in places, and Chauncey, of course, because she's a hell of a cook too. I'm going to do my best to drag Grant in here and have her come on and do some stuff too. But we want to share what it is we love about the outdoors. And that's, and don't get me wrong, me and this dude, we could sit inside all winter and play video games because Counter-Strike 2 just dropped.
Right.
And there might be some times over the winter when it's so bad out, we might go play some video games and let everybody else know so you can hop on and join us for something to do. But the focus of this channel, I'm going to take down Two Brothers Outdoors. I think we're still going to do our podcast. We could probably leave it, Hickman Outdoors,
Right.
and just make the podcast, be whatever it is. But I think we've settled on it. I've come up and I've updated the Two Brothers Fishing logo to kind of change to that. And so we'll have a whole new set of stickers. I think the URL for this channel, because YouTube doesn't do URLs anymore, it's youtube.com/@ whatever the channel name is. But for Legacy, youtube.com/fishing with Gramps will always be there because there's so many stickers out there. So there'll be two different ways for people, to find the channel. But I'm going to redo logos, stickers, the whole nine, and everybody who's a channel member, because I see Caro going stickers. Yes, Caro. As soon as we get new stickers made with a new logo, then I'll get you guys all some out too. Because those of you who send me 99 cents a month or $1 or whatever it is, $2, I don't remember what the different membership levels are. But those of you who do that, it means a ton, and that helps me buy stamps for sending stuff out too. So
I
the
do.
current.
I
Yeah,
wanna
don't mention
address-
Caro.
I want to address Live Fox question real quick, because
Yep.
I was going to mention it and then you came back. Where I will be in May next year is I've been invited to speak at a mental health conference.
Yep.
To talk about the benefits of recreational therapy, and I'm really looking forward to it. At first, I thought, "Oh, there's no way I could do it," and then it just instantly it was, I can do it and I need to do it because it will help others. And by taking that pressure off me, now I know I can go with no reservations. I'll be able to talk about it, and that's what I need to do. It helps. So I just wanted
And I
to
told
address
Jeremy
that.
if he needed me to schedule time off for it, I will do my damnedest to make sure I get the time off and go with him if need be. But yep. Because hey, they're not that far away, and it's not like you haven't met. So
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, we got to meet Sly Fox and his kids and hang out at the Indie Boat Show, and and don't get me wrong, we're still going to be involved doing Freedom Squad stuff. Matt's still out there. Matt's dealing with some I want Matt's dealing, Matt's taking care of his family right now, and we know how that goes, and there's always a lot of things going on. But are you going to be making any more videos? Ridgeview fishing. I don't know where Ridgeview is. But yeah, we're going to keep making, we're going to make all kinds of videos, and I still, and this is something I'm going to be promising over the lives as I learn this new editing software. I still want to make, and I'm going to make videos that I want to be able to throw up on the TV, and you guys could sit down and just watch, and and just watch, because I want to start making some good quality content. And that's the goal. We want to make stuff that you will want to sit down and watch. I'll leave the tackle talk and reviews to Tackle Junkie and, Debo and all those guys who really get into the breaking it down. And we're going to go more John B style. Of course, if I get something new from American Legacy to play with, I'm going to tell you about it. But mostly it'll be like on the water review type stuff, like I've tried to do with the last few different rods and reels and things like that. When I talked about like the bladed jig rods that I like, or the reels that I use for this and that, those are going to be more on the water stuff and stuff like that too. But obviously, if I get new deals with new partners, I say we do new partnerships with folks, then we'll talk about, and it'll always be products that we're not going to, if we don't use. There will be some probably partners that we're with now that won't continue with us throughout the beginning of the year. Jeremy and I have some talks to do with some folks and kind of make our final decisions. But whoever we end up with, whoever we're talking about with going into 2024, it's going to be brands that we're fully invested in and love to use. I mean, you guys know that I would never not recommend Old Town. What Old Town has done for me and for Jeremy and John Michael, things like that. And we'll see where relationships with various brands go over time. But obviously, American Legacy Fishing, they've literally told me for the time of my life, that as long as I want to remain partners with them, I will be affiliated with American Legacy Fishing. And obviously I just realized that I put the American Legacy Tungsten Weights logo up there instead of the American Legacy Fishing logo.
I was wondering if it was something I didn't know about. I need me some tungsten next weekend anyway.
Yeah, I know. I told Graham to make sure he holds on to some for us too. But I can't believe I just grabbed the logo that I saw in the American Legacy folder and threw it up there. But yeah, I need to fix that for, But again, I'll redoctor this. This was just a quick background for tonight's live. But yeah, it was just one of those funny things too. But yeah, I'm glad you saw it. I kept seeing American Legacy, and I was American Legacy Fishing. That doesn't say fishing and outdoors. That says tungsten weights. But again, I want to thank all of these companies for sponsoring what we did: Dakota Lithium, Old Town, American Legacy, and Catch, and Chad Hoover for putting this on. And honestly, can't wait to see everybody here in a few, I say a few weeks, probably about 6 weeks out on Veterans Day weekend. I cannot believe this year's going by this fast, but it's going to go by so quick now with Jeremy and I having a tournament this coming weekend, and then in 2 weeks, and then in 3 weeks after that down there in Gunnersville. But man, I cannot wait. I cannot wait to see you guys and have some fun and fellowship down in Gunnersville. But like I said, we'll be recording everything we do when we're down there fishing the Temptational and the State Challenge Series Championship. Jeremy's actually in a really good position points wise. I think I looked, and I think you're 30 points ahead of me now. So I would really have to spank you on a day to pass you. But I mean, you know how it is. One of us can go down there and have the day of our life and walk back the Indiana State champion too. So you never know.
I'm just gonna go catch my fish and
we're just gonna go. Yeah, Jeremy's gonna go hang around his boat ramp and catch all the fish.
Whatever it takes, bro.
Whatever it takes. But yeah, and don't forget, get signed up for the last chance. Well, I say it's this last chance, but it's really not. Get signed up for the October challenge. If you want the top 5, will make that team, and then make the other team. And then again, anybody else who entered 5 fish in any one limit, any one tournament across the board, you're welcome to come down and fish the Friday Fan Fish Off to, again, be the 5th and final team into the Knucklehead Bass Fishing Series. But honestly, as excited as I am that somebody's going to walk away and split 10 grand, and that's cool, and I'll be super excited for whoever it is. I'm just looking down to good. I want to meet Cairo. I want to see Sly Fox again. I want to see Liz again. I see Antoine all over the place. We ran into Solidus, Alex Sterling, our other teammate at the NC, and we follow him on Facebook and chat with them guys all the time too. But for all the folks that are going to go down there, honestly, we want to see Cairo. I mean, let's be real, because we've met a lot of the other folks, but just to be able to go down there and some of the folks that we've chatted with online for so long, to go meet you guys, in person, that'll be awesome. Still want to meet Brendan someday. We're going to go visit him someday too. But again, you got 2 more chances. You can fish in October. Yeah, we got Jermaine coming down, so that's going to be awesome too. Yeah, and there's going to be lots of big baits and smack talk, but we're going to have a blast. I mean, whoever wins. It's going to be awesome as long as we beat Chad and beat Gene. If it's just one of the regular Joe teams that do it, how awesome would that be? Get to meet Darren Wendell, and I don't know if you guys have heard, he's got a new job now. He's going to be super busy, but man, the organization that he's worked for that helps fight and take care of kids of child abuse, and he's going to be doing fundraising for them. And I'm sure we're going to talk about that. So you guys make sure you hop in the live tomorrow night because we're going to probably hijack the stream and make him talk about his new job. But we're going to talk about stuff that, would be working around the Midwest in October. At least we can't wait for it to work in October, even though we're not quite there yet. Like Jeremy said earlier, we're about 2 weeks away, but I'm hearing reports that some fall feeding's going on and chasing and schooling and all this other stuff. We will see. But here, probably the week we get back from the Challenge Series Championship down south, coming back up here, fishing should be on fire until about the time that we leave to go back down for Hero Cup. And then we'll probably have maybe a week or two of good fishing before we have ice on our kayaks again, too. But I mean, 2024 is going to have some. Now they're talking about what's the beverage of choice. But yeah, we can't wait. But again, I'll keep you guys watch Instagram this weekend. That's where I'll be posting. Guys, if you follow me, I post most of my stuff in between videos and lives on Instagram, so you can keep up with what we're doing. But hopefully Jeremy and I get into some fish and have some fun, so forth and so on. But you just never know. But again, I've got Drew Gregory coming. I think it's on the 12th. And we're going to talk about his new kayak adventure series. And if you don't know who Drew Gregory is, you probably don't follow tournament stuff. But this is a dude that wins national titles, many of them fishing out of a paddle kayak. I think he's the Crescent Shoaly. I think he's the guy who designed that. No electronics. He just goes and fishes. So for all you, that think, oh, you got to have a trolling motor, oh, you got to have electronics, and Drew Gregory proves them wrong. He's run a couple of Bassmaster events, and he's been the national champion more than once. I think he won the Bassmaster the year before, where it was Russ Snyder's this year. So he is a dude. He will be fun to talk to on the 12th. But we're going to keep inviting cool guests that we can find to come on to the show. And we're just going to open it up. And then next year is going to be wild, because we're just going to do, it won't be as derby focused. It won't be as tournament focused as it has been the last couple of years. It's going to be, we're going to go out and do the stuff that we like to do. And we want to bring you guys along for the ride too. So again, thank you all for joining us tonight. Thank you to each and every one of the 265 people who participated on behalf of Team Gramps. It means a lot to me. I mean, we were putting up numbers like Chad, and we couldn't catch Creek Fishing Adventures. That dude's got such a huge following. It's funny. So Daniel says, would love you guys to break down what a big tournament looks like. Never been to one and feel like a fish out of water headed to one. Yeah, it will definitely talk about it too. And honestly, dude, don't put any undue pressure on yourself. Set some basic goals and just go fish. It's the people who do this like every weekend. They're in tune with the water, and there's a reason why that there's a lot of the consistent winners, because they're literally fishing every day. Wherever it is in the country, they're going to be like, oh, that's just like this place was 2 weeks ago. They have a vast experience to draw upon. But look at where you want to stay. Look at, where boat ramps are going to be close to, and just go fish. Down there, every place you go fish is going to have fish in it, because it's just one of those kind of places. But that's why Chad moved the KBF headquarters down there too. So, I've got several spots kind of drawn up for me, Jeremy, Liz, and Antoine, and Alex. And Alex probably, there's no if Chad does this again next year. This is going to be a thing.
Yeah, it'll be bigger next year.
Yeah, recreational. These are, I'm not going to call them even semi-pro. These are tournaments for the common Joe to participate in, and he wants to explode that, because this is how we get new folks into. It's hard to go in and fish against a Christine Fisher, a Guillermo, a Russ Snyder's, a Casey Reed. They do it for a living. But if you're out fishing with and against us, it's just, we're all regular folks just out fishing. Jeremy and I and Matt went because I wanted to go make some videos, and we thought it'd be a cool experience. We set unreal expectations of making it into the top 100, and Jeremy and I did it. It was just, it shows that it's not easy, and, it's just one of those things. But go to have fun, go to meet the people. And I'm actually going to do some videos about why you should tournament fish, because it'll help you meet more like-minded people like you, around your state and area, so that you form your own freedom squad and your own buddy crews and stuff like that too. Are we going to have a veteran meetup when we are there? 100%. I mean, I look at it this way. It's going to be with like Freedom Squad. And our goal is to get veterans, first responders, homeland heroes, and everybody who loves this country and supports them all together. You know, they call it the Patriot Crew, call it whatever you want. There's a lot of common things that bind us all. And I'm not talking about politics. I'm talking about belief in our country. There's a lot of people on both sides of the aisle that believe like we do. And there's a lot of people that are on both sides of the aisle that are in it for themselves. And, you know, that's not what we're about. We're about the freedom that we all get to share and enjoy with each other. And we still live in the greatest nation on earth. There is no place anybody else would rather be, because we don't have a mass exodus. We still have people wanting to come here. And that's just the way that's the way I believe it too. Yep. Trevor's like, he wants to start a Veterans on the Water here in your neck of the woods. And that's a cool thing to do, man. If you can find some, folks, you start your own Freedom Squad chapter in the area, and we'll just make it a big growth thing, because that's really what it comes down to. And, Jeremy and I believe, me, Jeremy, and Matt together, along with, the others of us who've joined us, either whether it's sons of veterans or veterans themselves or just big time supporters, we want everybody to be part of the true Freedom Squad. And that's why we call it that. And that's why we would love to see more Freedom Squad peeps around the country. We've got, Ralph Army Outdoors out there being a first sergeant in California now, spreading the Freedom Squad love out in California. Of all, the poor guy. He's trying to bring a little piece of freedom to California, but it's up to them.
He's catching very little fish too.
That poor guy. And he's paying like outlandish lake fees and paying so much in gas just to go. But he's passionate about what
like a 6-pounder just because it's California.
Yeah, I mean, so he's going to land a good one of these days, and can't wait. I can't wait till he does too. So it'll be fun. But again, we're going to hop off of here. I guess we went over an hour on a video or live. I said I was going to be short time on, but you know how it is once you get going. So I hope you guys like our idea for Hickman Outdoors. We think it's going to be something. Yeah, you can hear Matt Christ yelling "Freedom Squad." Yeah, because that's what Matt do, and we can't wait to get Matt back in tune with us. And he'll be on the water with. I think he's still trying to come. I can't remember if he's going to the Challenge Series or not, but we know he'll be at Knucklehead too. So
yeah, he'll be
either way. Yep. So we'll keep in touch with him, but he's offline around doing family stuff and just busy. And a lot of people are, and we can all hear him say it at the boat show. Yeah, you can't miss Matt yelling Freedom Squad, because if there's going to be an assembly area, it's wherever Matt is yelling Freedom Squad, because then we know where to go. All right, brother. Any departing words before we get out of here and then be back on again tomorrow night with Mr. Wendell Fishing?
I'll be signing autographs all weekend.
There you go. And we'll have stickers with us wherever we go. So I'm going to get some new ones made. So again, I can't thank you guys. Love you guys. I cannot believe I won the kayak. That's going to be nuts. But that will be a kayak that will go on this new trailer that I've got to haul 3 kayaks. And that will give me another way to put another veteran on the water and keep everybody out. And it's, that's just amazing to me. Wait till I tell Chad. He's going to be like, "You did what?"
Night, Caro.
Good night, Caro, Liz, everybody. Again, thank you for tuning in. Love you all. God bless you. God bless the United States. As always, get outside when you can. Make some memories. And we're going to have to come up with a new tagline, because it's not going to be just one cast. We're just going to be out making memories outdoors somehow. So we'll have to come up with some cool new thing. Love you guys. Love you, Hunter. Hick Dog. Give a sweet pea kiss for me. Thank you all. We'll see you tomorrow night, Wendell Fishing, and here. Night.
Night.